Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. All right, yo, a New Jersey man, Sammy Shinway, his property, his estate had 32 trees cut down. Okay, he could see the New York City skyline. His neighbor wanted to see the New York City skyline, so his neighbor hired a contracting tree company to cut down 32 trees. Okay, and the Sammy Shinway hired a lawyer and is now suing his neighbor for $1.5 million in fees. Okay, for damages to his property and to his estate because, on top of that, is he's being charged $1,000 per tree. That's $32,000 per tree. His neighbor is going to have to pay $32,000 for all those trees to be restored. And the reason why it's going up to $1.5 million in lawsuit fees and lawyer fees and all that, and the reason why the lawsuit's adding up to $1.5 million is because they're going to have to build a roadway up to the property. There's no way for people to get up to the property to bring the trees, to plant the trees. They're going to have to build a roadway up to this man's property to go replant those trees. Some of the trees were up to 20 to 150 years old. He'll never get that back. That property lost value. To have that privacy, to have that scenery, those trees have been there, some of them for 120 years old. Shame on his neighbor for destroying nature like that, because I like nature. If somebody went on my property, and this man was a multi-million-dollar CEO, so that wasn't nothing but hate. And he seemed like a good dude, the Sammy Shinway guy. I watched his TikTok. I looked him up on online. He seemed like a good dude that wouldn't bother nobody. He seemed like somebody that just want to just enjoy his home, enjoy his property, enjoy his space, and that's it. And then you got nosy neighbors that wanna that are in constant competition with you, that want to cause constant headache, that want to always agitate you, try to get on your nerves. They destroyed this man's property, all because his neighbor wanted a better view of the New York City skyline. If that's not petty, I don't know what is. If that's not BS, I don't know what is. But guess what? Now, justice has been served. His neighbor is going to have to pay $1.5 million. $1.5 million. And I think the person who cut the trees down, they're going to have to pay over $400,000 in fees too for just even doing the job. If what I read was correct. But that's crazy, man. Like, would you cut your neighbor? Would you go in your yard and cut your neighbor's trees down without their permission? That cost that man what he thought was a good idea ended up costing him $1.5 million. That's beyond me. That's not using your head right there. That's not using your brain. You just ruined your day, ruined your life. I mean, those if you have money, you have $1.5 million just to throw away. Kudos to you. But bro, really? Couldn't you have used that on a vacation? Couldn't you have used that like Shaquille O'Neal with the 400 billion and use that for a bucket list, some bucket list money or something like that, bruh? $1.5 million down the drain, all because you want to be a petty Percy, okay? All because you want to be a petty neighbor. And he cut down 32 trees. Some of those trees been there for 120 years. And just imagine one day you come home from work, you come home from your vacation, you expect to see your property how it was when you left it, and you come home and see a whole bunch of people in your yard. Like, what the hell is going on your $1 million home property? You're looking at your yard, everything that you worked for, and it doesn't look the same way as it did when you left. And you see all these people out there working, and you don't know what's going on, and then you see your neighbor out there looking at you with his arms crossed, telling those people what to do, or better yet, you just see all the trees down and you don't even know what happened. But they found out what happened. His neighbor learned today, because now his neighbor's going to have to pay $1.5 million. And I don't know, y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments section. How would you feel if you had to pay $1.5 million, or better yet, how would you feel if you were the neighbor and somebody messed up your property? That's unbelievable. Yeah, that is unacceptable. I think they should throw that man in jail, at least for a year or a half a year. You trespassed, and then on top of that, you destroyed that man's property. He'll never get that scenery back. What's he gonna wait another 120 years? That property not gonna be right again for another 120 years, man. That neighbor need to be locked up for a little bit, you know. That neighbor, that's something that he need to he you know what? I think that 1.5 million is just. I ain't gonna say nobody need to be locked up, but that 1.5 million is just. It just angers me, like, because that's like some gang stalking stuff. Like somebody gonna go on your property and touch your stuff and just go just do what they want to do with your stuff without your permission, and then act like it's all good and act like there's no problem. Nah, justice was served. You got to pay $1.5 million. I think that person who did that is an awful person to destroy nature. Like, bruh, 120-year-old trees, bruh, you couldn't have left them alone. That ain't nothing but hate. That person destroys nature. They want to destroy that person's property. They want to destroy how that person felt about their property. They wanted to take what that person liked about their. I'm pretty sure that person enjoyed looking at those trees, looking at the scenery, walking out their house every time. Nice view. Now they got to see a whole bunch of trees cut down, and their property will never be the same. They'll probably move. If I was them, I would move. I'd take that 1.5 million and go get me another property. I wouldn't even put it back into that estate. I'd just sue, and then, well, you know what? That is a lot to build up a new property. 1.5 million. They'll probably get some trees that are the same size, because 1.5 million, that's a lot of money. You can get some trees that, oh yeah, 1.5 million, yeah, I'd like that. I see myself with that. But yeah, that like 1.5 million, you could replant. You could probably get the same size trees replanted, so his property would be all right. But still, would you want to continue to live next to a neighbor like that? Would it be worth it if that neighbor just has money to throw away like that and just keep doing petty stuff? I don't know. I think I might take that money and go get me some Kanye property, and get me some a lot of square feet, so I could just chill and be left all the way alone, because that's wild. I'll see y'all in the next video. It's been another Druuill special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. Save the trees. We out.